Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue. Two of the most iconic new transformations from two different type of series, or from one franchise. We have Super Saiyan 4 with the Dragon Ball GT series, and then we have Super Saiyan Blue and also Super Saiyan God, which is coming from the Dragon Ball Super series, both part of the Dragon Ball franchise. And in this video today, we're going to talk about a long-standing debate on which character, which transformation or iteration of Goku is stronger. It's been a long debate about Super being stronger than Dragon Ball GT because of just certain feats that, I see a lot of power scalers like to cover. And really, it's really one particular feat that I see that they try to use in this argument, which they tend to throw away a lot of factors when they're discussing this. So in this video, we're going to get into it over here at the Power Up, and we're going to get into some details about both of these transformations. Well, I should say 3 of these transformations, because we're going to cover for both the Super Saiyan God transformation and the Super Saiyan Blue transformation, and also just in talking about the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. So this will really just be more of like just kind of covering these two transformations versus each other, and also just covering certain things about the power of Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super characters, because there's a lot of misconception that I see that goes on that people don't tend to look at. And the first thing is, a lot of people, there's a lot of them, they're stating that, when it comes down to the Super Saiyan God transformation, and a lot of people like to use the feat of when Goku and Beerus was fighting, and them being able to pretty much cause shockwaves throughout the universe and cracking pretty much the space-time and everything. So that is a great feat. But there's 2 other things that people got to look at. Like, the first is that before I go into the series, we're going to talk about just the creation and time period. You got to look at that Dragon Ball Super and Battle of Gods film. These was created after GT, which is like over 10 years apart. So the writers and creators of these shows and stuff, they want to animate something to make it look power. They want to make it powerful. They want to make sure they're showing a feat to pretty much kind of like elevate the form. And I get that, and that's perfect. That's perfect for them to do that, to make it looks cool and powerful, and to pretty much kind of like showcase the power of the form. But another thing is that people don't tend to look at, and they tend to miss these little key details, and this is very important. Now we're going into the shows. When you look at, people like to try to compare with, at the time of the debate of, oh, Super Saiyan God is stronger than Super Saiyan 4. We have to look at it this way, because people are like, oh, Super Saiyan 4 and them, they didn't do no massive feat. But people got to understand the difference in Goku first achieving God level form. He was not familiar with God Ki. That's something that he had to pretty much train and master. And if that was the case of it being powerful like more than Super Saiyan 4, you will see that throughout the series, every battle when Goku becomes Super Saiyan Blue, which is much more powerful than the Super Saiyan God form, that every fight will be a galactic battle like him and Beerus, especially UI versus Jiren. That would have been something, you get what I'm saying, that you will definitely see with some of these battles and stuff. But you don't see that every time Goku fights, because he was able to train with Whis and understand and learn how to control and use the God Ki. And where versus when you're looking at Super Saiyan 4, it's still Goku using regular ki. He's using the regular ki that he's used to. So by him using that regular ki, he's pretty much already have a mastery of that control of that power and stuff. So he will already, it wouldn't be him when he achieves Super Saiyan 4 that he will be pretty much causing, like, space time and everything. Because as you can see, if Super Buu was able to just, and Gotenks, they're able to crack space and time just from screaming. And Goku in GT in his base form is stronger than these characters just at the beginning of GT by a long shot. Like he's 1,000 times stronger than these characters just in base form. And this is base form Goku. So Goku that's with the Super Saiyan multiplier from 1, 2, or 3 at the time before even achieving Super Saiyan 4 is beyond that level. Do you not think Goku, if he didn't have a control on his ki, he can easily simply probably do these things with ease? That people tend to forget these type of stuff. And the other thing is achieving Super Saiyan 4, that's just a whole nother ball game, which throughout the series Goku Super Saiyan 4 gets stronger and stronger, and pretty much people is not really, I guess they don't do a good job in showing feats in GT as well. But I guess that doesn't discredit, just if you're thinking about the power creep that they have, it's insane. And just from certain statements of that, they just really, there's a lot of statements that's in the show that pretty much states like the power. But I guess that's just on the writers that they don't showcase the feats very well. But if you're just really looking down to the power of these characters, there's a lot of overpowered characters in the Dragon Ball GT series. So a lot of people like to downplay GT because of just how they showcase the thing, and I get that. But when you really look at it, these characters are very powerful. Goku in the beginning of GT is way powerful than Goku at the beginning of Battle of Gods. It would probably be a completely different fight if Goku at the start of GT fought Beerus on that planet. It probably would still have been the outcome of Beerus defeating, Goku. But Goku in Super Saiyan 3 in an adult form at the beginning of GT versus Beerus, it would have probably been a much more better fight, I think, that Goku would have put up at least. So a lot of people downplay this, and that's something that I feel like that we have to look into more into that, and just really kind of just look into these forms. And even as you look at like a character like Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 at the end of GT, which this is still considered like one of the most strongest characters in the Dragon Ball franchise, and a lot of people like to just throw in these other characters like Jiren, these other people that just will be strong, but people just is even downplaying how strong Yishin Shinron is, and or Omega Shinron if you want to look at it from the dubs. And people are really don't understand like just how powerful these characters is, and just from him just being in existence, it was going to pretty much destroy the universe. So it's kind of weird to me that, like I said, when it comes to these debates of like how much that people just want to downplay, GT, which I get it. A lot of people have a dislike for the series. Granted, I feel like they should always come back and create a new, pull a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood with GT. Come back and redo it and just polish up some things and make it better and stuff. But they had a lot of great concepts. To me, I feel like there was a lot more great concepts in GT than there was in Dragon Ball Super. But with Super having a little bit more of Toriyama involvement and stuff, and I feel like with that it was able to make it a little flow a little bit better. But we're gonna always have this debate, and I just wanted to just put everything a little bit on like a little bit more equal footing. And I feel like just when it comes to these debates is that a lot of things of GT get downplayed because of just a lot of people not liking GT. But then again, GT has gave us one of the greatest transformations ever, and it's probably one of the most popular forms to this day, which is Super Saiyan 4. And a lot of other characters, great villains, Baby, Super 17, and Omega Shinron. Those were great, and I feel like the executions can be better with GT, and that would be perfect. And if we look at it for like Dragon Ball Super, I feel like when it comes down to this, comparing these two shows, you know, that's going to always be a matter of opinion of up to you guys. So I always want you guys to just go ahead and drop a comment. Tell us which one is your favorite series. What do you think about this debate? Do you feel like there's a lot of downplay that goes on when you're speaking about GT, or do you feel like GT doesn't get enough credit on their character's power scaling, or do you feel like do you feel like they get the proper credit? And do you think that Super Saiyan Blue is stronger than Super Saiyan 4, or do you think Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue? Or do you feel like there may be like an equal in power? Let us know what you think, and let us think, what's your thoughts on this topic and this debate, because this is something that's just been going on for a long time. And I think that this is, just until more information come out, we can just only speculate on what's, which forms is stronger, and also maybe in the future we may get a GT, some type of GT remake. Maybe we may get the return of Super Saiyan 4 and them bridging together both of those forms together, and we get something like how in the Dragon Ball Hero series you get the Limit Breakers Super Saiyan 4 forms, which that was cool, and I really enjoyed that. And I feel like that's something that they should do, and kind of like mix in the God forms with the Super Saiyan 4 forms. And I think that would just be something that's definitely, epic in creating something. So let us know what you think. Don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the little notification bell, and tap in. Drop your comments at the bottom. Let us know what you think, and I'll see ya.